Hello dear traders, this is our afternoon webinar in Australia. Let's talk about 2022. This is 2022 look back through the eyes of a scalper, investor, live chart analysis, and sometimes live trading session. As many of you knows, trading is risky. If you trade with CFDs, be careful because 81-82% of the traders actually are losing money with trading with high leveraged products. It's very important that you have to trade with stop losses, you have to keep the rules of money management, you have to keep the rules of trading psychology, and so on. So be careful if you start to trade or scalp or invest. Today we will talk about the past, last year, and we will have some idea for the next year, and I will show you some scalping or day trading and setups. Admiral is offering you thousands of financial products, licensed company by many of financial authorities, and the spreads are very competitive. So this is the most important for scalping. Today we will talk about Eurodollar, DAX, Dow Jones, maybe Nasdaq, gold, oil, cryptocurrencies, CFDs, and so on. Let me share my MT4 chart. I would like to get a feedback if can you see my screen or not. And let's start some scalping. This is Dow Jones Index. You can see that we have got a downtrend. That's why I will use a trailing stop. Trailing stop will be 5 points. This is good for scalping. I open the long position here, and now trailing stop is activated. If the chart is running up, trailing stop will follow. If not, trailing stop will activated. Maybe it will be automatically closed soon, and we made $20 on the demo account. We will see what will happen soon. The reason of the entry of the approach of the downtrend trend channel, this part, and we have got a small double bottom here, but market is now a little bit bearish, so maybe it was better to close this position. If I want to try it again, I will maybe try it with one lot, but I wait for the next setup. And after that, we will talk about other products and other opportunities today and the days before. Now this support is maybe working, maybe not. We have to wait. If the uptrend is starting, maybe this will be the new uptrend trend line. If it is breaking, we have to wait. So it was better to close the position. Now we are approaching again the downtrend trend channel, and I will reopen a long position, set the stop loss to the lowest point. We made $20 with this previous position. The risk is $10 on the new position. So we will see if this money management system is working or not. Until we wait, I will switch to Nasdaq. Set the stop loss here. I will close 1.5 because we are going down. I have to be very, very careful with this position. And until we wait, I have to check DAX. Maybe we will lose some money. You can see that in a downtrend, double bottom is not the best thing we can do. So in 2002, I realized that many false trading setup exists because the markets were very volatile because of the increasing rates, because of the higher inflation, because of the conflict in Ukraine. So we have to react very, very fast, and I will show you that sometimes trading setups are not so easily recognizable. So traders, for example, if you go to DAX, you can see that double bottoms are nice trading setups for long position, double tops also, but if you want to keep 1-to-1 or 1-to-3 risk-reward ratio, it's not so easy. In my opinion, the best you can do is to use trailing stop or partial close of the position. So traders, now the markets are a little bit funny, but for me 2022 was a nice year, and my favorite trading setup was false breakout and false breakdown. So for example, if the chart is going down, breaking down this support zone, this is called breakdown. But if we come back again above the yellow horizontal trend line here, this is a new false breakdown. If the false breakdown is together with the trend line break-in, we can go up. My stop loss is here. My entry is around this area, and I have to draw the potential target zones, and we will see what happens. If the chart starts to go up, here at this place I have to close partially the position because of the first resistance zones achieved. I usually close 60, 70 or 80% of the position here because anything can happen. And after that, maybe I will be afraid because of this double top is not the best sign, and I have to draw an uptrend trend line. If we are above this trend line, I will keep the rest of the position. If not, I will close all, and this is the point where to close all. Now we have to go to the live market. In my opinion, it's better to close this position and wait for better setups on DAX. And until we wait, let's go back to Dow Jones. We have got this new position here. I will keep it, but I am prepared to lose some money. So the best thing we can do is wait. I have got a Nasdaq position. Let me close some part of my swing trade. Usually I mix scalping with day trading with swing trade because in my opinion, the best we can do during volatile market conditions to use partial closing, and sometimes the best we can do is to be on the safe side of trading, and I like floating positions from the day before. If you use bigger lot sizes, you will lose bigger money. You can see it on the screen. So that's why the best you can do is to use smaller lot sizes. For a beginner, in my opinion, the best is to start with 0.10, 0.30, 0.50 lots, because with this, you will not lose too much money. Let me show you trading mistakes. So now the market is approaching to the support zone. Many cases people start to go short if the support is breaking, or they start to increase the lot size. Let me check what we can do now. The best you can do is to wait. If this will be a false breakdown, you can push the buy button. But if it is a normal breakdown, maybe this is not the best place to go short. Now I will try to go long again. In my opinion, it can be a false breakdown. I will set the stop loss a little bit closer soon, for example, to 10 points. It is not visible on the screen, but it is there, and we have to wait. So we have got DAX. It was a good idea, and maybe I will go to Dow Jones. But I'm waiting here because now the market is falling down. Be careful because these two products, DAX with Dow Jones, are correlating products. So it can happen that if you open too much positions in the same side, it's not a good decision. But now I will try to go long again, and we will see what will happen. Be careful because this is a downtrend. Let's check what happens with Brent. I will open a long position with Brent. Maybe we will see a breakout, set a stop loss somewhere here, and I will close it with a very fast trailing stop. This is breakout trading. Be careful because you can lose money with breakout trading, but you can control your losses. This is normal. If the chart starts to go up, we will make some money. If this is a resistance level, we will lose some money. Until we wait, let's go back to DAX. I will set the stop loss here. I will close one lot, but I used to close 2 lots of the 3, normally bigger size. And let me go back to Dow Jones. Nothing special happened. And let's go back to Brent. With Brent, I am not so optimistic now because the breakout is not happened yet. So I will modify the stop loss closer, so I can control my potential losses. It's -7. And we will see if it is a false breakout, it's better to lose $7 than to lose more. Now the markets are a little bit volatile, so be careful because there are no trading setups. You have to set your stop loss closer, and maybe you have to re-enter the same direction. So if we go back and check the charts, what happened here, I will close Brent now because it's closed automatically with the stop loss, because now it was not a breakout, so it's better to wait. So let's talk about Brent. What happened in 2022? When the Ukrainian conflict started, price of oil broke out, and after that there was a big double top. So from this point, the best idea was to go short. So if you switch to M1, M5, M15 chart, this was the place where short positions were the best. So be careful, traders. Always use multi-time frame analysis, because if everybody believes that oil goes up, maybe it will go down. Market is not looking for our thoughts. So let's go back to DAX. Try again scalping, and let's go to Dow Jones. Use a bigger lot size, it will be 7. Maybe this is only a false breakout, and we will see what will happen. If you are a beginner trader, be careful and do not use big lot sizes. If you want to trade with Bitcoin, for example, be very, very careful because it happened in 2022. Absolutely bearish market. We are still in a downtrend. If downtrend is continuing, forget Bitcoin. Maybe it's better to buy it later. But if we will break this trend line, set a stop loss somewhere here, maybe you can try to go long, but I don't suggest it. This is not an investing advice. It's a scalper. You can scalp with Bitcoin also, but to tell you the truth, the better you can do in scalping if you choose Eurodollar or, for example, DAX, Dow Jones, any indices or currency pairs. For example, Eurodollar. If you were lucky yesterday, this was a normal breakout trading, good for scalping with very, very good results. Or you can trade, for example, uptrend trendline break-ins. What happened with Eurodollar last year? This was very simple. Downtrend until this point. It's very easy to recognize this was absolutely a downtrend. Traders, now we are in an uptrend. What will happen in 2023? We will talk about it later, maybe. I cannot see the future, but the most important we can do, if the main trend is bullish, we have to look for bullish trading setups. H4 chart is bullish. It can change very, very fast because Federal Reserve or ECB can increase the rates. Maybe inflation will continue next year. Maybe conflict will not stop. So what we can do? It's very, very simple. If you don't see the future, just try to follow the trend. Set the stop loss somewhere here or use a trailing stop. But without stop loss, it's not the best you can do. If the market is jumping up, it will follow the price. The most important thing that you have to use a stop loss to control your losses. Now we made $10 or $20. Not a big deal, but it was okay. Let's go to Dow Jones. You can use a partial closing here. Close 5 of the 7. I was very slow, sorry. And keep the rest. Let's go back to DAX. As you can see, DAX is starting to go up. So now we can use a trailing stop on it. Trailing stop will be 1 point, and you will see what's happening. This is a very fast scalping technique. And actually, I don't care what will happen today or tomorrow, what will I read in the news, because I am scalper. I need volatility. I need false breakouts, false breakdowns. If you increase the lot size, please be very, very careful, because bigger lot size, bigger risk. So never do this. Like I showed you, this is a trading mistake. But for those traders who have bigger experience, they can increase the lot size. But if the lot size is bigger, you have to set the stop loss closer. This is the main rule. You can control your losses. This is a big account, $90,000. So if one of the stop losses is around $100 or $200, it's not a big problem. But with scalping, this is a very stressful activity. If you are a beginner, try to avoid big lots. Start it with 0.10, 0.20, 0.30, and be careful, because now the markets are a little bit, not a little bit, they are very volatile. So we are in a downtrend. Do not trade against the trend with big lot size, but you can trade with small lot size with an earlier setup. Maybe we will approach this trend line, maybe we'll break it out, maybe we will approach the moving average. No one knows what will happen in the future, but scalpers, usually they don't have time to read news. They trade 1, 2, or 3, or 10 times a day. They use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different instruments at the same time. And always the most important thing is risk and money management. So if you increase the lot size, set your stop loss closer. If you use smaller lot size, you can be a day trader, for example, set your stop loss a little bit far. Let me check what kind of swing trade positions we have. Let's go here. We have Euro HUF position. I will close 0.01 to make some money, because now the chart turned back. This was a big double top, as you can see. The position was opened here around, so we will see what will happen. Let's check what we have here. We have Nasdaq position also. I will close it, make another $40, and now we can go back to our real-time chart, to DAX, and we have to wait. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask. Unfortunately, Dow Jones is approaching to the stop loss. It was stopped out. If you re-enter the same lot size with the same direction, it can be a good idea or bad idea also, but never forget to set the stop loss closer to the opening price. During volatile market conditions, sometimes it can be a good idea to re-enter the same direction. Sometimes we have to reverse the positions. And we learned from 2022 that almost every day we have to maybe set some new rules to our strategies. And it's not so easy. That's why it was very useful if you followed our webinars, because during these volatile market conditions, most of the people who cannot learn from the market, they lost a lot of money. We have got a nice trade here. Let me show you how to close partially 7 of the 10 lots to make some money. I was a little bit slow and we have to wait. Remember, this is a downtrend, so we have to use partial closing because we are trading against the trend, and we have to use fixed stop loss, never modify stop loss, never set it far away, because as you can see, price is changing very, very fast. This is M1 chart. So for a scalper or day trader, you have to think in another way than, for example, long-term investors. But I'm a long-term trader also, long-term investor also, with equities, with shares. And the next part of the webinar will be about, in some minutes, will be about long-term investing strategies also. So traders, for example, if you believe that oil will go up again, you can use 4 hours chart, for example, enter long position here and set the stop loss somewhere here. If you still believe that Brent is going down, just draw the trend line, open short positions and set the stop loss above the trend line, because if the main trend will change, maybe the market will change also. Let's talk about gold. If we have gold here, let's check. Yes. For example, nice entry setup on gold for day traders or scalpers. This was a normal trend line break-in, and if you switch to daily chart, you can see that we have got a big double bottom, downtrend was breaking, we approached this resistance level, so this was a very good idea to trade. All right, so let's go back to DAX. Market is still jumping up and down. I will open a new position from here, set the stop loss under the candlesticks shadow, and we will try it again. If we are lucky, we will make money. If not, we will get a stop loss. But be careful of trading psychology. You must not trade too much. Maybe I am trading too much now because of this webinar to show you how it works. But the most important thing that beginner traders have to set rules. For example, maximum number of trades, 3, 4, 5 trades a day. Maximum money to lose, $100, just an example. And if you break your rules, you will see that you will lose money. So you can and you have to control your actions. How to do it? Decrease the lot size, always use stop loss. Do not modify the stop loss. For example, set it far away and be prepared. You need to be very, very calm and quiet, because this trading style is very stressful. In my opinion, in 1 hour or half an hour scalping, you can make some money. And I don't suggest you to sit down and watch the charts for 16 hours a day. This is only for professional traders, but traders don't want to be slaves of their charts, so they want to be a little bit free. That's why some of them are buying equities for long term, and some of them are doing this scalping or other type of trading methods. We will see if we will get a stop loss. I will finish scalping now. This was only some examples, but if we will not get a stop loss, I will use maybe trailing stop. And after that, I will talk about what happened with the stock markets this year. Let's start it now. For example, let's check Tesla. This is absolutely a downtrend, and you can see that the price is very nice, but we have to wait for entry setup. Let's make it a little bit smaller, and you will see that if the downtrend is over, maybe it's better to open a long position with this share. What happened with those shares who were not in the focus? For example, let me show you ExxonMobil. If somebody is afraid from inflation and increasing energy prices, it was a good decision to buy ExxonMobil. This is still an uptrend. You will see from the COVID situation, it was a very good investment. So the traders, why not? But we will see it in the future, and this is not an investing advice. Until we are in an uptrend, it can be a good decision, but times can change very fast. Let me go to Nasdaq just for scalping. Let me go back to DAX. Nothing special happened here, and let me go to Dow Jones. And we will open 2 positions. And we will see if you trade too much, if you use too big lot sizes. Never forget that if correlation exists between different markets, you can lose a lot of money. So never forget, if you don't have a big account, you must not use big leverage, so big lot size. Be careful, traders. I think that maybe we will see a nice double bottom here, but the downtrend still exists on one chart. So maybe it can happen that this double bottom, this W, will be a false one. If not, we will be very, very lucky now. Let's go back to shares and let's check what happened with technological shares, for example. You remember what happened during COVID? And now we have some technological shares. This is Snapchat. Absolutely bearish trend, but one day maybe it will change. And let me show you other shares. For example, this is Novavax, absolutely downtrend. Maybe it's not time to buy now. We will see. But maybe one day it will turn back. This is Netflix. This was a star during COVID, and now it was a double bottom here. It's a good decision to buy this. Let's check, for example, Moderna. And I will show you some traditional shares also. Daily chart, sorry, this one is Moderna. Daily chart is going up. And remember, this was the local high. So maybe there is a huge potential, we will see, but I wouldn't buy this because I believe that COVID will end. This is only my opinion. Let's talk about Microsoft, for example. Still in a downtrend, but one day maybe it will break this trend line. We will see. This was a head and shoulder. This was a good sign to sell Microsoft shares at this point. Now we will see what will happen. If you go to daily chart, for example, we are approaching the downtrend channel, and here we have a double bottom. Maybe those traders who bought here, they will be lucky, but I suggest to everyone partial closing or using stop loss set to the break-even point because this is still downtrend. Maybe one day we will break this trend line. Let's check McDonald's, for example, traditional share, weekly chart. Was it a good decision to invest in McDonald's? In my opinion, yes. This was COVID situation. This was the conflict in Ukraine. And this share was very good for those who knows this trend line is a long trend. How to build a portfolio, how to make the rules of portfolio building is part of another webinar. But now you can see that some shares like Snapchat went down and some shares like McDonald's, ExxonMobil went up. If you buy different type of shares, and timing is very important also, and technical analysis is very important also, it can be a good decision. You can scalp with these shares also. But let's go back to scalping. Here we have Dow Jones position. I will use a trailing stop on the first position, and you will see what will happen here. We made some money. And with the other position, I will use partial closing. I will close 4 of the 7, and I'm sure that we will make money. This is only demo account. Let's go to Nasdaq. What happens here? Price is jumping up. I will close 7 of the 10 lots. I don't suggest you to use big lot sizes. This is only for fun now. And we can check DAX also, and I will open a bigger position on DAX because we have double bottom also here. And maybe I will set the stop loss, or I will use only a trailing stop. But before using a trailing stop, you have to set the stop loss. So this is DAX, very fast scalping style, but it's game over now. And believe me, dear traders, that if you are a consistent trader, maybe you will make money with scalping, but sometimes you will have bad days. And maybe this will be a bad day also. If you don't want to make big risk, you have to set stop loss under the big double bottom and use smaller lot sizes. This was the 2 days result, sometimes with crazy big lot sizes. If you don't want to lose today, you just have to start trading. This was an amazing day, but everything can change. So let's go back to this. I will use a trailing stop. And for the other position, I will use a partial closing. Usually I close 60-70%, but now I will close only smaller amount of Dow Jones. My target zone is $1,000 today on this demo account. We are approaching this result. 900, and we will see what will happen. Let's go to Nasdaq. If I don't achieve the $1,000, it's not a big problem. We will see. If you trade on real account, no matter what kind of brokerage company you use, if you are not a professional, if you don't have too much money on your account, please avoid big lot sizes. Now, all of the trades are controlled, so it's not so easy to lose big money, but anything can happen because markets are changing very fast. Let's go back to the other positions. I will keep these positions also, they are swing trades. Let's check Dow Jones again. Let's check Dow Jones 715. If we are above this trend line, I drew it yesterday. This is a good news. If we will break this trend line, I will have to close the positions. I will set this stop loss somewhere here. So now there is not too much risk. As we are approaching the downtrend trend line, there is a big chance to break out, but we have to be very cautious. I will calculate how much money I will lose with the stop loss. It should be written here. Just close it. Wait. If I can lose 28, I will close half part of the position, and there is no more risk because we are turning down. Let me check Nasdaq. For Nasdaq, I will not change this. Let me check the result. We are approaching 1000, but sometimes it happens with me that if I want to set a target, not 1000 less money, if it is a round number, sometimes I don't achieve it and I make bad things and I go back to zero result or minus. So this is psychology, how it is working. If you have swing trades like I'm used to have, we can close some part of the swing trades because we are going down. So the best we can do as a scalper, day trader, swing trader, to scalp a little bit. And we can close floating positions. S&P 500 is approaching this trend line. If the main trend will continue, we can face with bad days in next year. So be careful, traders. No one knows the future. If you watch the news, if you read analysts, they are very, very clever people, but they cannot see the future. So that's why I think that scalping mixed with long-term investing, mixed with partial closing, it can be a good idea. Let's open 4 lots of S&P 500. Maybe we will try to break out this daily negative movements, this trend line. I can afford to lose $20. If we will be lucky, we will face with a daily breakout. If not, I will lose some money. The risk reward is very good. But be careful because of this candlestick shadow. For me, this is not a good sign for long term, but one day we will have, maybe today, maybe next year, we will have nice entry setups for long position. Let's check what happened on euro dollar. You remember that we had long position here. And the market was very volatile. So for example, if you are a scalper, this was a double bottom. This was your stop loss. And if you re-enter the same direction because of the false breakout after your stop loss, you could have made money. This is sometimes simple. Nasdaq, I will keep this position. Let's check DAX. I will keep it also. Let's check Dow Jones. Still optimistic. Some people can modify the stop loss to the break-even point, but I will not do this. Or this is a trading mistake. Do not do this, please. I try to make money with a bigger lot size and set the stop loss here because I want to achieve 1000. Just an example. Now this is a good idea because this is a breakout, but we can see maybe a double top like an M here, and I will lose money. If I will not stop trading after this stop loss, it's for sure that I will lose money and I will go back to zero. So this is about psychology. This is only a demo account. I am making trading mistakes. I am using bigger lot sizes. So be careful and try it on your demo account with small lot sizes. During the Christmas holiday, if you have some free hours, just try it on demo account before using your real account. If you set a target, for example, to achieve $100 or $1,000 a day, and if you don't achieve this target, stop trading, because this number will be a smaller number or a negative number. This is my opinion, my experience, not an investing advice. So we have to wait now. I will close 0.10 of this floating position. Maybe it's boring, but sometimes we have to make some money management also. And we have to wait. Until we wait, let's check other positions. It's okay. Let's make a new scalping on Nasdaq. Same direction. Let's check what's happening on DAX. And let's check Dow Jones. I will set the stop loss closer, because if it is a double top, it's better to lose $55 than more. Double bottom is still with us. Target price is far away, but you have to be very, very careful, because this trend line is breaking, but this is not a strong breakout. So you can see that something is happening around this downtrend trend line. This is a very important zone. And candlesticks are not showing you the direction of the market. So everyone is hesitating. It's time for a breakout. It's time for continuing downtrend. No one knows, but we are prepared. As we are a scalper, we have to react very, very fast. I don't suggest you to do it all day, every day. So traders, we are waiting. And after closing this position, I will finish the webinar. In 2022, we learned many, many new things. If you need more information, just write us an email and we will have webinars for you. The most important is to be able to stop trading. This is the main rule of scalping, and I'm showing it to you. Now this is very boring. Sometimes it happens. Imagine if you opened, for example, a short position here, you made a lot of money. Unfortunately, the webinar started a little bit later, so that's why I try to go long. Maybe this is a parallel trend channel with false breakout, false breakdown, and maybe it can happen that we will see a breakout soon. If not, it's time to say goodbye for the long positions. It's very simple. Or if you need, I can close all of these positions and we made the 1,000 profit or more. So we get a stop loss. It's time to stop trading. Trading mistake if you open more and more positions. So the traders, bye for now. See you maybe next year. Bye-bye.